Sometimes we can be so overwhelmed with what to eat, what should we make ourselves, what should we make for the kids, and sometimes we end up eating the leftover chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese because honestly, we just have so much going on that we don't think of ourselves. And then by the time we do, we didn't realize how starving we are. Today, I'm going to show you how I build my plate. And this applies to every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Let's go. Welcome to Reps and Redemption. What would your life look like if you started to prioritize your health and your faith? Have you been up late at night Googling healthy grocery lists, upper body workouts, or quiet time with God ideas? Hey there, I'm Ashley Harvey, college athlete, Jesus follower, now wife and stay-at-home mom of 3 daughters. In this podcast, you will be motivated to build your physical strength, increase in biblical wisdom, and utilize tactical health tips. If you're ready to be a part of a like-minded community of moms who want to be bold in their faith and live well, you're in the right place. Grab an iced coffee or a Celsius and head to the gym. Let's dive in. Hey there, welcome back to the show. I am so glad you are here today. I want to share with you kind of how I build most of my meals as a stay-at-home mom of 3 daughters. Now, one daughter is in school, in college, and then I homeschool my 5-year-old and I have an 11-month-old. And sometimes, right, it can be really overwhelming to figure out what to eat, especially since we're constantly taking care of the house, getting meals prepped, but we don't really know what we want to have and we don't know what to eat. And sometimes at lunch, like I said in the intro, we're just eating our kids' leftovers. Leftover peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the crust cut off. Now, I haven't made that in a while, but you get the gist. And I have found that there is a specific method that works pretty well for me most of the time. Now, this does take intention and it does take a little bit of effort on your part because you do need to have appropriate foods in your refrigerator to make this work. And I'm going to share with you in a soon future episode a healthy grocery list. I think that would be very beneficial. But I'm going to give you this method because I do think that I've had a lot of women say recently, like, I just don't know what to eat and I didn't realize I was starving and then I just grabbed something that's processed or not great. So I'm going to share with you what I do. It's called the plate method, and it's really a great way to visualize your meals without really strictly measuring them. I am not opposed to counting macros or counting calories. I do think those systems have their place, but I have also realized and found personally as a stay-at-home mom who loves fitness, loves to meal prep and all of those things, it's really not something I like to do a lot, or I guess do it for a long time unless I'm trying to do something very specific with my body. So if you have tried it, that's great. If you're still doing it, don't stop. But for me, I think, and for a lot of stay-at-home moms, I think it is wise of us to do something that we can actually stick with long term. So there's a lot of variations to the plate method out there, but this is like a preferred breakdown. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at a plate. So if you are at home, maybe you can grab a plate and just look at the circle and you're going to aim for half of your plate to be non-starchy vegetables, 1/4 of your plate to be proteins and fats, and the remaining 1/4 to be carbohydrates. But take a look at the carbohydrate section of your plate, and that'll include grains, beans, legumes, starchy veggies, milk, yogurt, and fruit. Now, that's to say if you don't have any sort of autoimmune issue or digestive issue, you know your body, you know what works best for you. So keep that in mind. So basically the meal breakdown that I do is 2 cups of veggies with some fat like butter or olive oil. Side note, I love grass-fed butter. I could drink it. I know that sounds crazy, but that's just the way I feel about butter. Maybe you do too. The other half of your plate is split into 2. And that's going to be on the left side, you're going to do carbohydrates. You're going to do 1/2 cup to 1 cup of starchy or carb-rich foods like fruit, milk, whole grains, things like that. And then on the right side of your plate are your proteins and fats. And I usually do 3 ounces of protein. I try to do 4. Sometimes it's hard for me to eat a lot of chicken in one sitting. It's strange with just how my body works, and then you can leave on like the naturally occurring fats. That's like the chicken skin and things like that. Now, keep in mind that there are women that really do really well on a low carb, more of a low carb regime, I guess you could say. And then there's some that they can do high carb and they're completely fine. You kind of have to fine tune your personal meal plan, your personal daily diet, and see what works best for you and see how you feel after you eat certain things. And this is going to be a key to really start prioritizing your health. One of the things that I have learned over the last, I would say, month or two, I've tried something very new. Now, if you know me, I love sweets and I love heavy carb breakfasts, but I wanted to try something different. And my in-laws were in town and they're doing a certain autoimmune protocol for a few reasons. And they made cooked up kale for breakfast. And I was like, don't give me any kale. I've never liked kale. And I was very opposed to kale. And long story short, I now eat kale for breakfast, and it is cooked in bacon fat. So I do 2 to 3 slices of bacon, cook up the kale. I add an avocado, pumpkin seeds, everything but the bagel seasoning. Sometimes I add tomatoes to mine and even more veggies. And it keeps me full for so long. And I actually crave this breakfast. And now this is what I like to call a high energy breakfast. I was never opposed to, let's say, peppers and onions and chicken sausage for breakfast as well, or spinach. But there was always something about kale I really couldn't get past. But I had never really had it cooked up before. And so that was a game changer for me. I'm super appreciative that they insisted I try it. So thank you, Mom and Dad Harvey. I appreciate the effort in getting me to eat kale. And now here I am eating kale almost every day for breakfast, even if I don't have the bacon. So this is a very good way to really start the day off right. And I've really made an honest attempt to push the sweets, and when I say sweets, like I'm talking like protein pancakes with a little maple syrup. Those all have their place. But what I eat first after my digestive rest is really going to be a high energy, huge breakfast. And I absolutely love it. So maybe you could try it. Let me know how you feel. And I'm going to, in the show notes, attach the plate method so you can kind of see it. And it's actually a plate method photo that I've created, just so you can kind of see how I visualize it, and then everything has its place. And I hope this helps you eat a little bit better, actually eat a lot better, prioritize your health and your nutrition so that you can feel great, you can be a better wife, better mom. And when I say better, I mean you want to be there, you want to be present, you want to, spend time with your family, not feeling so depleted and run down. But once you really start moving your body and eating well, and in the last episode, I believe it was episode 38, I talk about one sustainable way to keep your energy up, to keep exercise going on a daily basis. And then between that episode and this episode, these two will set you up for success. I hope this has helped, and until next time. If this episode motivated or challenged you, will you share with a friend? I would be so grateful if you could leave an Apple Podcast review. This is the only way I know you like the show. Please feel free to join the community Fitness Goals for Christian Moms Facebook group, or email me at repsandredemption@gmail.com. Be bold, mama, and live well. Until next time.